welcome to today's practice. I will be guiding you through a 60-minute embodied vinyasa flow. Get anything you need, maybe a block or a cushion to sit on, or maybe some books to use as a block. And we will start in a seated position. So lately I've been thinking a lot about how I've shown up in the world during this whole time since 2020. And what I have realised and what I've been interested in is the fact that I have found it so easy to offer my heart to everyone around me. So easily. So whether that's friends, family, everyone I meet, patients at work, as I work in a hospital. And I find it so easy to give the fullness of my heart to anyone I meet. But when I sit and think about this, what I realise is I can't always meet myself in that same way. I can't always meet myself in the same loving presence and intimacy as I meet someone else. So what I'm interested in today for today's practice is to try to connect to our own hearts and to meet our hearts in the same way we meet others around us, with that self-love and compassion. And as we do this, we will simply think and question and inquiry over what is our heart's deepest longing, and what does our heart really desire, and what is it that your heart really wants. So our hearts are this centre of us. In Tantra, it's the centre of our being. It's the Sita, it's where the Supreme Goddess is. And for me, it's the inner sanctuary. It is the liquid honey gold within me. And it is here, if we meet our own hearts, we can find more space. We can crack our hearts open and invite in the liquid gold to our own hearts. And we can find more space here, more space to invite in more love for not only ourselves but everyone around us, everyone we meet. But the main thing I'm interested in today is our self-love and our self-compassion. And the more space we make for ourselves, the more strongly we can walk around in the world, and the more we can hold with what life is throwing at us, whether it's heartbreak or sadness or grief. If we can sit truly in ourselves and truly in our own hearts, I believe we can be more stronger and more loving. So slowly just start to settle in your seated position. Slowly close down the eyes if that's available to you. And just start to land here and feel as the tiny particles of you start to melt back into you. And presence yourselves in yourself. And presence yourself in your heart. And we will use sound, we will use breath to clear and turn on our hearts. So we will first use sound. So we're going to sound 3 ohms in our heart. So bring your hands to your heart. Maybe your eyes are still closed or soft. And with your hands on your heart and your eyes closed, turn on the inner gaze to that centre of you. And we're going to make 3 ohms here. And when you invite in the Supreme Goddess, invite her in. And these will clear our heart. They will make space for everything around us. And it will clear our hearts from the stagnant energy. So all the energy that we no longer need. So maybe those stories we have about ourselves or the world, or all of that heartbreak. So with your hand on your heart, start to feel as your physical heart beats below your hands. And as it beats, feel how your heart pulses to meet your hands. And notice how strong your physical heart is. And we've all seen a picture of a physical heart. And just feel how your heart beats beneath your hands. Tap into the strength of your own heart. And meet yourself here. Go into your heart space and roam. And as you next inhale, inhale to prepare to and we'll make 3 ums. And feel how the vibrations of your saying yes to life, yes to your own self-love and beauty and compassion. And maybe sense into a blue light in your heart. And we will next use the breath to again clear our hearts to make more space to feel more alive, more space to see more beauty in yourself, and more love and compassion for yourself. And once our center is clear, we can start to think about aligning our central channel, and aligning our central channel, we can start to swim towards Pratibha, clearing the line to meet our intuition. So as we use breath to clear our hearts, I invite you to make this heart mudra, making a triangle with your hands and placing it in front of your heart, or where we say the center of us is here. And again, with eyes closed, as you next inhale, imagine there are golden particles in front of you. And as you inhale, draw the breath into your heart, drawing the golden particles into the center of your spiritual heart. Feel as your heart expands. And as you exhale, pour the breath out through the back of your heart. As you inhale, draw the breath in through the back of your heart, taking in more of those golden particles. Feel as your heart expands. And as you exhale, you pour out the front. Inhale, you drink the breath in, imagining this is a window into your heart. Feel as your heart expands. Exhale as you pour the breath out through the back of your heart, making space. Inhale, you drink in. Exhale, you pour out. And keep going like this. You inhale, you drink in the golden particles into the very center of you. Exhale, you breathe out the back. Inhale, you drink in. Exhale, you pour the breath out. keep going a few more breaths like this. Then as you next exhale through the back of your heart, release your hands, sending the awareness into this portal you have just created through your heart to get deeper into your heart, to create the space into your heart. How can we crack open our hearts, and how can we be in relationship with the whole of our heart? And this is a good time to start the playlist if you have that available to you. So we will start in 3, 2, 1. And bring your hands back onto your heart. And again, feel the beating of your physical heart and turn your attention into the spiritual heart, the center of your being, your inner sanctuary. And tap into the felt sense here. What is the colour, the texture, the shape, the sound? What is the weather in your heart today? And how can we meet ourselves here? And what is your heart's deepest, deepest longing? And if you're sat on a block, slowly take that away. And as you sit here, start to move your arms. Moving your arms as if they're extensions from your heart. Our arms are limbs which are the extension of our heart. They meet the space around us. They meet everything around us. The extension of your heart. And start to move freely. Imagining you're moving from your heart. How does your heart want to move? What messages and signals are you getting from your heart? How does it meet the space you are in? How does it meet the relationship you are in? With the world, with your friends, with your partner, but mainly with yourself. Keep moving more like this. Imagining you're moving, breathing, speaking to your own heart. Beautiful, just like that. Maybe you're expanding and contracting. Imagining you're pulsing like your heart. Maybe you're moving around on your mat, or maybe you're staying on your seat. Move how your heart wants to move. Keep moving and breathing how your heart wants to move. Then slowly make your way onto your mat on all fours. And when you're on all fours, keep taking this movement here to still start to move as if you're moving from the very center of your heart. Keep moving freely. Maybe you're circling your hips, moving your shoulders, making waves. Imagining you're moving from this center of you, the very core of your being. Moving as your heart desires. Maybe you're rippling forwards and back, freeing up everything that you are. Then as you next inhale, lift your chin and your chest and your heart to the sky. As you exhale, round through your spine, plug down through your hands and your knees. Inhale as you swim your heart and tailbone to the sky. Exhale as you plug down, as you round. Keep moving like this in your own breath. And imagining you're moving from your heart. What is it like here? Go into your heart space and roll. As you next inhale, find stillness. As you next exhale, pour your hands and your feet into the earth. As you inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. As if your right arm is a tendril from your heart reaching out, opening the right side of your heart. As you exhale, thread your arm under. As you inhale, you reach back up, imagining your heart pulsing. The right side of your heart is pulsing. A few more like this. And as you next exhale, bring your hand back down. Inhale as you swim your heart forward. Exhale as you round through your spine. Find a neutral spine, and as you inhale, reach your left arm to the sky. Imagining now this is the left side of your heart opening towards the sky. Breathe into the left side of your heart. And as you exhale, you pulse through. As you inhale, you expand, imagining you're the left side of your heart pulsing. And keep pulsing in your own breath. Then slowly make your way back to all fours. As you next inhale, reach your right arm long and your left leg back. These tendrils from your heart. As you inhale, you reach far as if you're reaching out from your heart. And as you exhale, you curl everything in, elbow to your knee. Inhale as you reach long. Exhale as you curl into your heart. Inhale as you pulse. Exhale as you curl. Inhale as you expand. This time either stay here or as you exhale, grab hold of your back foot, spiraling the right side of your heart to the sky. Breathe in here. Slowly lower your hands down. Inhale as you swim your heart forwards. Exhale as you round. As you next inhale, float your left arm long and your right leg back. Again, as if they're tendrils pulsing from your heart. As you exhale, you draw your elbow to your knee. Inhale as you pulse out. Exhale as you curl in. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you curl into your heart. As you next inhale, you reach as far as you can and either stay here or grab hold of your back foot. Spiraling the left side of your heart to the sky. Then slowly bring your hands and knees back to the earth. Find child's pose here, knees as wide as your mat, big toes to touch. And in child's pose, feel as the center of you, your heart, the very core of your being. Feel as the center of you meets the center of the earth. And there is a relationship here. The fiery nucleus of the earth meets the fiery nucleus of your own heart. This heart that beats is alive. Then as you next inhale, you round through your spine, come onto your knees, you lower down your hips as you swim your heart forward. As you exhale, you slowly drink your sitting bones back towards your heels. As you inhale, you lift up onto your knees, hands up overhead in prayer, and as you exhale, you cactus open your arms. Slowly lower down your hips to the earth. Inhale as you round through your spine, lower down your hips as you swim your heart forward. Exhale as you drink your sitting bones back towards your heels. As you inhale, hands in prayer, come onto your knees. As you exhale, you cactus open your arms as you grow through the crown of your head. Keep moving like this in your own breath. And as you move, imagine you're moving from your heart. This is an offering to yourself. A moving prayer. What messages are alive from the center of you, from your heart. One more like this. Imagining you're moving through honey nectar. Then when you're next in child's pose, bend your knees and make your way to your first downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, plug down through all four corners of your hands and your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need. Light up the space behind your neck. Shoulder blades glide on your back. Breathe in here. Then start to move freely in your dog. Bend your knees left to right. Maybe windscreen wiper your feet from side to side. Maybe bend your knees from side to side to twist out your spine. Whatever feels good to you. Then eventually find stillness in your dog. As you next inhale, breathe in through the front of your heart. Feel as your heart expands. And as you exhale, pour the breath out the back. Breathe in through the back of your heart. Exhale out the front. Inhale through the front. Exhale out the back. As you next inhale, slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat. Like your feet are kissing the earth. Plug down through all four corners of your feet and your toes and hang here. Grabbing hold of your elbows and maybe swaying from side to side. Then plugging down through your feet as you rise up to stand. Inhale your hands up and over your head. And as you exhale, bring your hands through prayer. Offer yourself a prayer and ask yourself, what is your heart's deepest longing? As you inhale, glide your arms to the sky. As you exhale, bend your knees full forward. Inhale to a halfway lift, spine long. As you exhale, step back to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, as you inhale, glide your right leg to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Either stay here or start to move your knee around in space, like you're moving through warm melted honey, making huge big circles. Imagining your leg is a tendril from your heart. And the bigger you make the circle, the bigger your heart reaches, the further it reaches. And take the circle in the other direction. As you exhale, slowly draw your knee to your left elbow and your right and float it back to space. Draw your knee to your right elbow and your left and float it back to space. As you exhale, draw your knee through center. As you exhale, float it to the sky, this pulsing heart. As you exhale, step your foot in between your hands, lower down your back knee. And inhale your hands to the sky for a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, and as you exhale, slowly cactus your arms through space. As you inhale, reach your arms forward as you cross out the wrists, bringing your hands up and over, and as you exhale, you cactus your arms. Inhale as you reach forward. Exhale as you cactus. One more like this, imagining your heart beating. Bring your hands outside your front foot, find warrior 2 feet, and as you inhale, you rise to warrior 2. Take a few moments to land here, plugging down through your feet, feeling the energy from your feet up through your legs, into your pelvis, and reaching into your heart, and then pouring out from your heart. And your fingers reach as far as they can. Bring your hands in front of your heart. As you next inhale, inhale through the front of your heart. As you exhale, you breathe out the back. Inhale through the back of your heart. Feel as your heart expands in your hands. As you exhale out the front. Inhale through the front. Exhale out the back. Reach your arms long. Windmill your hands to the earth. Step back to plank and either move through vinyasa or move through knees, chest, chin. Inhale as you ripple your spine long and your heart forward. Exhale as you bend your knees and find downward facing dog. Few breaths here. As you breathe, imagine your lungs are massaging your heart. As you next inhale, glide your left leg to the sky. As you exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. And again, either stay here or start to make circles with your knee in space, as big as you can, imagining your leg is reaching from your heart. As you next exhale, draw your knee to your right elbow and your left and float it back to space. Draw your knee to your left elbow and your right and float it back to space. As you exhale, draw your knee to your chest as a pulsing heart, and as you exhale to the sky. And then as you next inhale, draw your foot, step it through your hands, lower down your back knee to find Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Keep inhaling through your fingers and magnetizing your pelvis lower. As you exhale, you cactus, open your arms. As you inhale, you cross your wrists at the opposite side as you reach. As you exhale, you cactus. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you cactus. Bring your hands to the earth, find warrior 2 feet, plug down to find warrior 2. And breathe here. Breathing into your heart, this full circumference of you. Plugging down through all 4 corners of your feet. Bring your hands in front of your heart in this heart mudra. And as you next inhale in warrior 2, breathe in through the front of your heart. Breathe out through the back of your heart. Breathe in through the back of your heart. Clearing this space. As you exhale, you pour the breath out. Inhale from the front of your heart. Feel as it expands. Exhale at the back. Find warrior 2 arms. Windmill your hands to the earth. Step back to plank and move through whatever version of vinyasa you wish. And whatever it is, make it slow. And make it a moving prayer to your heart. In downward facing dog, imagine your lungs are curtains. And as you breathe, they reveal your heart. As you next inhale, glide your right leg to the sky. As you exhale, draw your knee to your left elbow and your right and float it back to space. Draw your knee to your right elbow and your left and float it back to space. As you exhale, slowly step your foot in between your hands, plug down through your feet, and as you inhale, you rise to a high crescent lunge. Breathe here. As you exhale, you cactus, open your arms. As you inhale, you cross at the wrists as you reach forward. Exhale as you cactus open. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you grow through the crown of your head. One more like this as a pulsing heart. Then find warrior 2. And feel into the relationship between your feet and the earth. And imagine your limbs are growing out through into the world. And as you breathe, start to move freely in warrior 2. Again, imagining these are tendrils from your heart. Maybe you're just moving small, maybe you're moving big and you're maybe bending your knees from side to side. Imagine you're dancing with your heart. And keep breathing here. Keep moving freely in warrior 2. Imagining your arms are like snakes wiggling around, noodling around. As you next inhale, reach forward, flip your palm and reverse your warrior. Finding stillness here. As you next exhale, bring your right forearm to your thigh. Reach your left arm up and over your ear. For Utthita Svanasana, one line from your back foot out through your fingertips. Try not to sink into your right shoulder. And either stay here or bring your right hand on a brick Or maybe you take a bind and spiraling the left side of your heart towards the sky, opening it up more and more. One more breath here. If you're in the bind, come out. Windmill your left arm to the earth, twist onto your back foot and reach your right arm to the sky for an easy twist. Breathing into the right side of your heart. Bring your right hand down, step back to plank and move through a very slow vinyasa. What is your heart's deepest longing? And in downward facing dog, breathe into the center of your heart. As you exhale, you pour the breath out from your heart, through your limbs, out through your fingers and your feet into the earth. And as you inhale, imagine your lungs are massaging your heart. One more like this. As you next inhale, glide your left leg to the sky. As you exhale, draw your knee to your right elbow and your left. Float it back to space. Draw your knee to your left and your right. Float it back to space. As you exhale, slowly step your foot in between your hands. Plug down through your feet as you rise to a high crescent lunge. As you exhale, you cactus, open your arms, keep growing out from your heart. As you inhale, you cross out the wrists as you reach. As you exhale, you expand. And as you inhale, you pulse like your heart. Then find warrior two. Take a few moments to land and send the awareness into your heart. Bring your hands on your heart and again start to move from the center, from your heart. Pulsing like your heart in warrior two. Maybe you're bending your knees. Maybe you're just pulsing, expanding and contracting. Eyes open or eyes closed to turn on the inner gaze. As you next inhale, reach forward, flip your palm and reverse your warrior. As you exhale, draw your forearm to your thigh, reach your right arm up and over your ear. Utthita Svakonasana. Either stay here or bring your left arm down, or maybe you take a bind. Breathing into your heart, into her. Then windmill your right arm to the earth. Come onto the toes of your back foot and breathe your left arm to the sky. Breathing into the left side of your heart. Bring your left arm down and step back to plank and move through a vinyasa. Remembering child's pose is available to you whenever. Otherwise, finding stillness in your dog and 3 breaths here. As you next inhale, glide your right leg to the sky. As you exhale, slowly step your foot in between your hand. Inhale to a high crescent lunge. Exhale, as you cactus your arms, you transition to warrior two. In warrior two, bring your hands onto your heart. Find a stillness here. What is your heart's deepest longing? Can you meet your heart with the same loving intimacy as you meet the world, as you meet other people? What is it longing? What is it asking for? What does it truly desire? As you next inhale, reach your arms long. Inhale, reach forward, flip your palm and reverse your warrior. As you exhale, bring your forearm to your fat thigh, top arm up and over your ear. Then reverse. Exhale, forearm to your thigh. Inhale as you reverse. Imagining your arms are pouring out from the centre of your heart. Imagining your arms are painting the space you are in. A few more like this. Meeting more of yourself and more of your heart. Windmill your left hand to the earth and take your right arm towards the sky again for an easy twist. Either stay here or bring your right foot halfway down your mat. Point your back foot so your back foot's on the little toe side for a modified side plank. Either stay here or as you inhale, you reach your right arm up and over your ear, reaching your pelvis towards the sky. As you exhale, you slowly lower down your hips, but don't touch the earth. Back, top hand waves through space. Inhale as you pulse up out of your heart, and as you exhale, you contract down. Inhale as you reach, exhale as you lower. Then windmill your hands to the earth, step back to plank and move through a vinyasa. As you inhale, breathe into the fullness of your heart, and as you exhale, sigh out of your mouth through your fingers and your toes. Inhale into the very centre of you. Exhale, sigh out again. One more breath here. As you next inhale, glide your left leg to the sky. As you exhale, draw your foot in between your hands to find a high crescent lunge. As you exhale, cactus your arms and transition to warrior two. And in warrior two, either keep your arms long or bring your hands to your heart. Feeling the heart, your strong physical heart beating beneath your hands. There are cracks here. Cracks in our heart to let all of the light in. How can we meet ourselves with the same intimacy as we meet the world, as we meet others? As you next inhale, reach your arms long, reach forward, flip your palm and reverse your warrior. As you exhale, bring your forearm to your thigh, right arm up and over. Inhale as you reverse, keep plugging down, painting the space with all that you know of your heart. Imagining your heart is dancing. Exhale, forearm to your thigh. Inhale as you reverse. Exhale. Bring your right hand to the earth. Come onto the back, the toes of your back foot, and as you inhale, left arm up to the sky. Either stay here or bring your left foot halfway down your mat. Your right foot come onto the knife edge side of your little toe. Pelvis reaching to the sky. Either stay here or reach your top left fingers forward as you reach. As you exhale, you lower down your hips. Back arm reaches to your feet. Inhale as you lift up and reach forward. Exhale as you pulse down. Like a pulsing heart. Then next time you reach, bring your hands down and move through a vinyasa. Imagining you're moving in from this heart. As you inhale, breathe into your heart. As you exhale, sigh out. As you inhale, breathe in through the front of your heart. Feel as it grows. Exhale out the back. Breathe in through the back of your heart. Exhale out the front. Then making it slow, slowly ripple onto your knees. Once you're on your knees, bring your hands to face the sky. And begin to absorb everything that you are. Maybe you're already feeling more love for yourself. You are beauty. You are the same beauty in the sunset, sunrise. Everything around you is also you. You are the universe expressing itself through the magical reality that is you. And just keep absorbing how you feel. Then slowly make your way on into downward facing dog. And as slow as you can, walk your feet, but making it a slow, slow pace. Your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat. And once you're there, just hang heavy. Interlace your hands behind you and pour them over your head, bending your knees if you need. Feet parallel. Then release your arms and bring your hands to the back of your skull. And as you're here, imagine there is liquid honey nectar running from the earth through the soles of your feet, up through your legs, past your knees, into your pelvis, swims down your spine and lands in the very center of your heart. And your heart is on a bowl. And then this liquid runs from your heart, this loving honey nectar liquid pours itself down your spine, through your throat, into the ball of your skull. And slowly plugging down through your feet, vertebra by vertebra, come to stand. And as you do this, imagine this honey nectar liquid filled with love and compassion is pouring itself from your brain, through your entire system, through your body. It's swimming through your veins, into your fingertips, through all of your veins, spreading it around, through your legs and back into the earth. Maybe you start to sway from side to side, pouring this liquid gold honey nectar through your whole body. And as you move your spreading it further and further around you. And just start to move freely. Maybe turn up the music. Maybe you're painting the space you are in. Painting the room as if you're painting your heart, your love's desires all over the room. Maybe you're making waves, maybe you're painting the space, maybe you're rolling around on the floor, maybe you're jumping, maybe you're screaming, maybe you're shouting, maybe you're in stillness, maybe you have got your hand on your heart, and if you feel like your brain is taking over, simply bring your hands back to your heart. Keep moving freely. Maybe you're expanding and contracting. Maybe you're making movements to resemble exactly how your heart wants to speak. Maybe you're rolling on the floor. Maybe you're making more shared vocabulary, asana. Maybe not. Imagine you're moving from your heart. You're dancing with your heart. Your heart is your partner and you're dancing freely. You're painting the space. Maybe you sigh it out your mouth. Maybe you make huge, big releases. Maybe you roll on the floor. And if you drop out, bring your hands back to your heart. And ask yourself, what is your heart's deepest longing? How does my heart want to move? How can I find more compassion to myself? Painting the space you are in. Painting the space as your heart, love, kindness and compassion floods through your veins and moves you around the room you are in, bouncing from wall to wall. Maybe you're slow dancing, maybe you're running, maybe you're jumping. Then wherever you are, meet at the top of your mat in Tadasana. Feel as your feet land to meet the earth, imagining you're opening the soles of your feet to receive more. And feel what you feel. Feel if there is a shift in the energy in your room, in the space you are in. But more importantly, if there's a shift in the aliveness of your heart, the tenderness. Maybe you're still swaying, maybe you're in stillness. And as you next inhale, plug down through your left foot and draw your right knee to your chest. And start to make waves and circles with your right knee in space. Moving freely, moving your arms and your knees. Imagine you're moving from your heart. And as you inhale, draw your knee in. And as you exhale, slowly transition to Warrior 3. Maybe your hands are on your heart. Maybe your hands are in prayer. Or maybe your hands are reaching out. Finding that T position. Imagine you're growing, you're finding that growth from your heart. Few more breaths here. One more breath. Then slowly lower your back leg as you find Warrior 2. And in Warrior 2, as you inhale, turn your palms to face the sky. And as you exhale, you curl in as palms go down. Inhale as you pulse your heart towards the sky. Exhale as you pulse down. One more like this. Then as you next inhale, keep bending through your front knee and move through to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Spiraling the right side of your heart towards the sky. Breathe in here. Maybe you grab hold of your back foot. Breathing into your heart. Pouring the breath from your heart through every part of you. Through your veins, and flood your veins with this compassion. Breathing into the fullness of the shame. And exhale, you pour it out to find more space. Then slowly step back to Warrior 2. Windmill your hands to the earth. Step back to plank and move through a vinyasa. Making this a moving prayer to your heart. And in downward facing dog, imagine your lungs are massaging your heart. Exhale, sigh, audible sigh out through your mouth. One more like this. Then slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat. Hanging heavy here. Plugs down through your feet as you ripple up to stand. Hands up over your head. Hands to prayer in front of your heart. Send the energy into your right foot. Start to move your knee around in space. Moving freely here. Moving your arms and your legs again like they're limbs from your heart. And as you inhale, you draw your knee into your chest. And as you exhale, you find Warrior 3. Hands in prayer, hands on your heart, or maybe your hands are in front of you. Keep reaching and growing out from your heart to reach more and more. Then slowly step back to Warrior 2. Inhale as you turn your palms to the sky. Exhale as you curl and point your hands down. Inhale as you pulse from your heart. Exhale as you palms down. Inhale one more time. As you next inhale, keep plugging down through your front foot as you float through to half moon. right hand touching the earth, maybe on a block or maybe it's in space. And if it's available to you, grab hold of your back foot. Spiraling the left side of your heart towards the sky. Breathing into the fullness of the shape. Breathing into everything that you are. Feeling as the beauty floods through your veins into your fingers. Letting this shape breathe you alive. Then slowly make your way out. Then make your way through another vinyasa. In downward facing dog, breathe into your heart. Exhale out the back. Inhale through the back of your heart. Feel as it expands and fills your chest. Exhale out the front. One more like this with liquid gold particles into the very centre of you. Exhale out the back. Then from downward facing dog, slowly jump or step to the top of your mat and find Vipassana. Feet out wide, toes out wide, elbows pushing against your knees, hands in prayer in front of your heart. Imagine there is a cord from your pelvis spiraling and winding into the core of the earth. And this cord is reaching from the earth through you, through your heart and out through the crown of your head, connecting you to the earth and to the sky. Few more breaths here. Then slowly make your way onto your sitting bones. And once you're here, slowly, but make it slow, lift your legs up to the sky, arms out in front of you. Few breaths here. Maybe your knees are bent or maybe your legs are straight. And as you next exhale, making it as slow as you can go, make your way onto your back, but have your feet flat on the earth. Making sure your feet are towards your pelvis, but you can't quite touch them. Magnetize your thighs together as if you're squeezing a block. And as you next inhale, slowly start to lift your pelvis towards the sky, vertebra by vertebra. And as you inhale, you lift your arms and pour your arms through space as you inhale. As you exhale, you slowly lower your pelvis and bring your arms up and over. As you next inhale, pelvis to the sky, arms reach through space. Like your arms are moving through the ocean. And as you exhale, your arms pour back through, lowering your pelvis. Keep moving like this in these waves. Again, sending the awareness into your heart, imagining your heart is pulsing and beating, and imagine, but it is. But imagine that you are that, and you're meeting yourself here. And as you next exhale, slowly lower everything down. Either carry on with these pulses or find a bridge. So as you next inhale, plug down through all four corners of your feet, palms touching the earth. And as you inhale, you slowly ripple your spine up towards the sky. Keep magnetizing your thighs together, imagining you're squeezing a block. Hands stay here, or interlace your hands behind your back and come onto your shoulders. If that's not available to you, you can grab hold of the sides of the mat and send your elbows into the earth to find more space. Opening your heart towards the sky. Pouring yourself in and pouring yourself out. 3 more breaths here. And slowly making it slow release your pelvis to the earth. Maybe sway your legs from side to side. One more round. You can either hold another bridge, move through the waves, or you're welcome to find wheel. If you're finding wheel, plug down through all 4 corners of your feet. As you inhale, you send the energy into the earth. You bring your hands underneath your shoulders with your fingers pointing towards your shoulders. As you inhale, you send the energy through your feet and through your hands as you slowly lift your pelvis towards the sky, pouring your heart forward. Those in bridge, keep going here. Take 5 breaths if you're in wheel. Breathing into your heart. Keep magnetizing your thighs together. Keep plugging down through your hands and your feet. Opening your heart. Then when you've done 5 breaths, you slowly make your way back down, but no rush to get there. Then when your pelvis meets the earth, have your feet as wide as the mat. Draw your knees together like a tent. One hand on your heart and one on your lower belly, whichever feels good for you. And just start to breathe here. Again, allowing everything to absorb. And marinate in how your heart is feeling. Then slowly release your hands and release your knees. And draw your right leg to the sky, straightening your leg, pointing your toes towards your face. Draw your right foot on top of your left knee. Flex your foot. And if it's available to you, grab behind your left knee, drawing your knee towards your face and your left knee towards your face and your right knee away. Point your toes towards your face. As you next exhale, slowly keep your legs where they are. Take your right foot to the left for a supine twist. Arms out wide, look over your right shoulder. Maybe your hands are in cactus. Twisting out your spine. Then draw your knees back through center, giving them a hug. Lower down your right leg. Bring your left foot on top of your right knee. Flex your toes. And again, if it's available to you, interlace your hands behind your right leg, point your right toes towards your face. Draw your right knee in and your left knee away. Then let go of your knee and draw your left foot to the earth. Twisting through your spine, arms long or cactus, look over your left hand side. Twisting out your spine. Then as you next inhale, draw everything into the centre of you. Lift your head off the earth and squeeze everything into a ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze as much as you can. Imagine you're squeezing your heart. And as you next exhale, release yourself onto the earth to find Shavasana. In Shavasana, let your feet flop out wide, shoulders away from your ears, and feel what you feel. Noticing the earth beneath you and the sky above you. You are floating between the two as this vessel on earth where reality expresses itself through you. And relax everything that you are in this moment. And imagine your heart is being held by your lungs, the cushion of your lungs. And keep your awareness here. And let everything go. In Shavasana. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Maybe sway your head from side to side to massage out your skull. Start to draw the breath from the crown of your head and out through the soles of your feet to bring you back to the earth, to the room you are in, to this space, to this reality. And maybe take a full body stretch here, stretching your hands and all the way through your body and out through your feet. Slowly draw your knees into your chest, giving yourself a squeeze, and turn on to whichever side feels more comfortable, using your arm as a cushion, finding the first shape you ever made. There is a remembrance here. And either stay here or, keeping your eyes closed, make your way onto a seat. And with your eyes closed, bring your hands back onto your heart. And as you're here, imagine you're holding your heart for the very first time. You're holding your heart in all of its fullness and potential. You can feel into the love and the compassion. And how does it feel to hold your heart in this way for the very first time? We will end with 3 Oms, but just before that I have a poem to share by Rumi. So keep feeling into your heart and allow these words to wash through your heart. Beyond 100 steps of wisdom, I will be free from good and bad. Behind the veils I will find such splendour, such beauty that I will fall in love with myself. And again, with your hands still on your heart, we will finish with 3 Oms. One Om for yourself, 1 Om for each other, and the final Om that we can meet our hearts in the same loving presence and compassion that we can meet other people, and that we can continue to meet our hearts and ourselves more and more. More and more that we are longing for. So inhale to prepare. Om. 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 Bow your head to your heart. Namaste.